Well,
Hey, little buddy. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Welcome back to the B to the U. Be you and me. Once again, it's late because there are only so many hours in a day. Unacceptable. And I'm having a bad hair day. Thank you, Anna, for the hat. Thank you to Killian for the bracelet. And of course, Vincenzo, your pictures are up on the website, buddy. Thank you. So back to the BU. I've got notes from the last one. Here's what I've got. Maybe you recall. The fence. Youth was tattered on the fence. Well, I think it was youth, but it was the same cloth, so it made sense because we already know that one of the themes going through this is like you can never get youth back, or youth is not coming back, or something like that. It's a huge maze. There's something about flight or flying, because we know butterfly is all over the place. The maze was on like a helicopter landing zone. They're on a runway at one point. There were negatives of pictures. Youth, we've got getting to each other in the maze. And then this was kind of a stretch, I remember, but something about them being on different planes. So they were on the runway, which when you think plane, or when you think runway, you think plane. But also when V finally made it out of the maze, he was upside down versus the other guys. But when he got to them, they were on the same plane. So I feel like there's something maybe dimensionally that could be, which I know if I'm wrong, that's going to be like, dude, where did you get that? That's why I like to articulate my thoughts. I don't know if I need these tonight. I want you to see these peepers. You're welcome. So here's my concern, though, tonight. My concern is that this right here, well, first of all, we knew in the last one, which was Epilogue Young Forever, epilogue is like an end, right? So now we're beginning something new. So we've got to take that first part, and now we're into something else. And again, like I said in the last one, was like, does the last part line up with this part? Is this an anthology kind of thing where, you know, part 2 doesn't really have anything to do with part 1, or you're not sure? It doesn't. I don't know. So this could be this video, and then I just deconstruct, because it's only 2.5 minutes long, and then I deconstruct it for an hour because it's that deep in 2.5 minutes. Or maybe there's a whole bunch of stuff. Maybe we do multiples of these, because this first one is called Wings, short film number 1, Begin. That's what I got. That's all I know. Wings, short film number 1. Okay, let's see. Shall we? Buckle up.
The rhythms of day and night, two different words coming from two opposite poles, mingled during this time.
That has to be incredibly loud for you. Hold on. I didn't expect that. Let me see if I can fix that. Hmm. Oh, that was it. Wow. So my first thought is, and I mentioned in the beginning, the flight, the HLZ, helicopter landing zone, the runway. I still think the different plane is something. I do. Even if it's subtext, I think it is. But the wings, we're talking about flying, flight, wings. Okay, I feel like we're making progress. Man, I was kind of joking when I said maybe we'll deconstruct this for an hour because it's so complex. But in the back of my head, I was thinking, nah, it's probably going to be pretty straightforward. They're just going to plant a seed of something and then they'll move on to something else. I don't think that's the case. There was a lot going on here. And I'll be honest with you. I think I'm going to dig into this and I'm going to be so clueless that I have no choice but to move on to the next and hope I see some patterns. That's what I think. My gut. Now, I do think, though, as I'm looking at this, Wings, short film number 1, tells me, okay, there's more. It's called Begin. So this is the beginning. We are planting the seed. But there's got to be something. Like, we do have to kind of analyze what's here so that we know specifically what's here. So when we go on to number 2, we can identify patterns. If we watch this one time and say, oh, okay, I guess it was too complicated, and then we move on to the next one, we need to know what's happening. Otherwise, we can't deconstruct. Okay, that's enough. The rhythms of day and night. I think he's saying rhythms. I want to look up what he's saying so I'm not misunderstanding because obviously it's important. One, it's the first thing that's happening in the entire short film. 2, there's a black screen, which means there is nothing for you to pay attention to except for Junie's words. Period. And this is where it gets really tricky because if I type this in, it's pretty risky. Wings, short film, number 1, begin, lyrics. Because I don't want somebody telling me what a theory is or anything like that. Just give me the lyrics. Okay, nope, that's not what I want. Maybe let me try dual set. Dual set seems to be safe. Begin. So many notes. Ooh. You know what? I'm actually not seeing it, so I'm going to have to hope for the best. I don't want to take a chance on somebody giving me some theory or telling me the answer. You know how I feel about that. Okay. Hmm. The whistling is only coming from one direction, which Junie just talked about coming from 2 different directions. So there's one. So beginning, and I guess at some point we'll get the others, we'll get more of it, but coming out of the left side. This could be a stretch. When you think of a timeline, I feel like it's, and this could be incorrect, because like some cultures read right to left, right? That's like a thing. Or they read pages differently. I don't know. Linguistics. But in my knowledge, when you think of a timeline, the beginning happens on the left. Ending is on the right. So for the whistling to begin, only on the left.
The rhythms of day and night. Two
Beginning
different
of the
words
timeline. The
coming
song's
from
called
two
Begin.
opposite
So
poles
that
mingled
could mean
during
something.
this time.
You see how far we dig into this stuff? It's important. There's a reason we start looking at that floor, and I'm just not quite sure what it is yet. You hear that dead space, that dead air? So here's Cookie sleeping. I'm guessing we're going into this dream that he's having. Piano on fire. You can hear the piano. There's an open door. I don't know what's on that poster. It's some rapper or something. There's an open door. It's like an exit. Now the car screech and Cookie reminded me of the previous videos where the car pulls up, we see Cookie look back through the windshield. It didn't seem like he was hit, but could be. Now this right here, we got a bird. What is that? So it's an open eye, but there's something in the reflection, which I can't quite see. And it happens so fast that I don't know if I'm supposed to, but... We got the bird on his shirt, which... I don't know what kind of bird it is, but I'm hoping by the end I'll figure it out. What does that say? No captions. Okay, that's fine. This screams dream to me. I know it seemed like he woke up, but this screams dream. And I say that because it's like, you can watch this go like, duh. It's not like it's real life that stuff happens. No, but it could be an abstract interpretation of something else. But I believe it's a dream. My first thought is, will there be correlations with this set and scenery and what we've watched previously? In other words, like, does that couch, is that from previous scenes in the BU? So we've got a storm. We've got some rain. So I'm guessing that's assumed to be blood that's spattering on the painting. It's like a bad memory. That's what's interesting to me. The color shift, first of all, that sound, it's not a piano key. I don't know what that sound is. It's like a synthesized note. And that color shift scream like new day, new something, a newness. Realization, maybe. There's a change of some kind. I'll say shift. Not like a paradigm shift, but some type of shift, a change. Is it a swan on his shirt? See, that reminded me of Black Swan. Like, wasn't there... Oh, wait, maybe No, there was. I mean, I'm obviously thinking about the Chili edit where I'm standing there with big black wings, which is amazing. But, like, wasn't that somewhere in Black Swan, in the music video? But I feel like that's a stretch for me to say Black Swan. Is it, though? Now, this is interesting to me, too. Why the 4? It's 4 dots. Is it 4 parts? Are there 4 major symbols that we're supposed to be looking for? Those 4 dots say nothing to me about wings, with the exception of the silhouette of the feathers up there. Yeah. 4 seasons, 4 parts, 4 quarters, 4 pieces of something. The fire is back. This is really minor, and I honestly feel like I'm pretty close to moving on to the next one, because I feel like there's just not enough information yet. This is really, really abstract. But there is one thing, and I know it's minor, but I just want to hear it. There's the note that happens, the synthesized note that happens when the scene shifts to the red. That one synthesized note. But then right after that, when JK is looking at the painting and then he sees we thought it was a note. I thought it was a note, but it's a picture of the bird. He picks it up. It's almost the exact same note, but in a lower register. And I wonder if there's a correlation there. Because, you know what, let me just show you. There's one. That right there. Maybe it's the same key or the same note. I think it's the same note. It's not a lower register, or maybe it is. But point being, that's a tie-in. Because when that first, where are we at? We're at 202 for that second note. Watch what we see when we hear that first note. We see that bird fly. Listen for the second note. Watch what we see. Right there, a black bird. You catch it? That's two tie-ins. So we see this bird. I don't know if we're supposed to know what kind of bird it is, but we see this bird with this note. That tells us to pay attention. Did we see what that second picture was? Oh. Ugh. I really can't tell what that is. I don't know if we're supposed to. I can't tell if it's a seal. But maybe it's just about the wings themselves. Instead of it being about the bird, the type of bird it is. Interesting. Very interesting. I want to hear the lyrics that he says one more time, and then I'll move on to the next one.
The rhythms of day and night. Two different words coming from two opposite poles.
Two opposite.
Mingle during this time.
Mingle during this time. Two opposite.
Coming from two opposite poles. Mingle during this time.
Okay. I think he's saying two opposite powers.
The rhythms of day and night. Two different words coming from two opposite poles. Mingle during this time.
Mingle during this time. Now I just want to hear what JK is singing. I think it's JK. It sounds like he's saying, I woke up to I'm done, but I don't think that's right. Yeah, there is a lot going on here. I mean, the single picture there, the composition, the tree, the couch, like, I know it has to mean something. The painting, and then the... Is he remembering? And this was a random thought I had, but I'm going to say it in case I'm right later. This is so strange. This feels like it could be what it would look like if you took all 7 guys and pushed them together into one person. I know that's funky, but that's what I got. The sketch, the random colors. It almost seems like he's in front of a window. If you can see... Like there's a frame, there's a border here, and then maybe the window. Yeah. I can't explain why I feel that way, but that's what I feel. Which would kind of make sense if we're sticking with the BU storyline that fire means like is part of the whole death rebirth process. If this was like the guys, right? And then the picture starts to fade because we talked about you can change destiny, you can change fate. It eventually goes to fire where the death happens. I feel like I should be looking for pieces here. Almost like Jack in the Box. You know, the cover of Jack in the Box has all these different hidden things. I mean, this actually looks like the artist's signature here, or initials maybe like an A, B or something. I can't tell, but that's what it looks like. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to see too much in here, honestly. And I'm going to feel like a bozo if that couldn't be further from the truth later, if the whole answer is sitting right here. And then we got wings on the back too. All right. I think it's time to move on to the next. So that was number 1, Begin. Next up, we've got... Wait, so is Begin a song, or is this... Yeah, because he didn't really sing much, but when I looked up the lyrics, they were actually like... It was a full song. Is that cheating, though? What if they're not related? I feel like I can't assume they're related. Maybe this is just called Begin. Short film number 1, Begin. Okay, start here. So if I read that and think it corresponds and it doesn't, then I'm going to really throw myself off. So next up, we've got short film Lie. Short film Lie. Okay, number 2, Lie. Begin, Lie.
My parents' house made up one rhythm. This rhythm was familiar to me in almost every way. Mother and father.
Wait a second. Is he saying realm? That would make more sense than rhythm. Realm.
Love and strictness. Model behavior and school.
Yellow. What do we have here? Okay. Can I just say I'm loving this? I'm absolutely loving this. Not just this video, but this whole thing. I love it all. I love the BU. Oh. Oh, I'm digging this. Yes. 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 I feel like I should know what this says. Good. Subtle. Good. Wow. That's good. That's good. Oh! We are getting different parts. Is that right? So the first one was the wings. The second one was fruit. It was lie, but still. Fruit is a lie. This was fantastic. This was fantastic. Because one, so many tie-ins with the first 6 of the BU. So many. And even right back to what we just watched with number 1 in Begin. This is good.
My parents' house made up one realm. This realm was familiar to me in
Realm. It sounds like realm.
almost every way. Mother and father, love and strictness, model behavior, and school.
Okay. Wait a second. For some reason, that shadow just doesn't feel right to me. I'm sure it's because I'm uber paranoid right now, but it just doesn't feel right. Wait a second. I think I just saw why. Oh, yeah, buddy. We getting it. Check this out. So, if you watch the shadow of his head, I'm pointing at the damn screen. Okay. Look. See where I am? If you watch the shadow of his head, it's a couple frames, but Jimin moves his head, the shadow doesn't move. The shadow is a lie. Nothing's real. Now, this is familiar to us. Now, granted, Hobie was the one that was in the hospital bed, I guess is how you say it, but it seemed like an asylum of some type. I don't think it was a prison. It seemed like an asylum because there was an IV there. It was a hospital type bed. There's obviously somebody else that's supposed to be with Jimin here. Ooh, what was that? I didn't see this before. I feel like it says Eva. Like when you were a kid and you'd write Ross and Annie for Eva. That's what we used to do because we were so cool. There's also a big V, a couple V's right in there. My guess is that's going to be the next circle. When we get the 4 wings laid out for us. So lie we got. I'm going to put Eva, but I'm also going to put V. So he realizes we've got pills. Hobie was on pills in the storyline, and they're being taken up. They're not being put in, they're being taken up. But there's also, those pills are in a martini glass. So this is really about substance abuse. It's not just the pills, it's also alcohol. It's just substance abuse in general. Or could be just a symbol of addiction. He's reaching out for somebody that's not there. Huh. What does that say? 2.1 kilometers. Back. Left. I'm just thinking out loud, sorry. This was the moment I realized that we're tying back into things, because the pillow fight that we saw back in earlier videos, and he's having it with nobody. Somebody's supposed to be there with him having the pillow fight. He's so good, isn't he? Isn't he so good? Oh, that right there. That gunshot sound. And he reacts with his shoulder. We see the bathtub from the earlier episodes. Yep. And Jimin was in the bathtub, struggling. Different planes. Come on, people. You're seeing this, right? I can't be making this stuff up. This feels to me like it's just nothing's real, or you don't know what's real. Hallucination kind of thing. Wow. A lot going on here. Okay, this is going to be a massive stretch. But again, I'm going to say it out loud because in brainstorming, there are no dumb ideas. Up to this point, I feel pretty confident in saying that nature itself, fire, water, are huge parts of this story that represent birth, rebirth, death, and like we know that water is probably part of that birth process. Fire represents the death. So here in this picture, we've got the water at the bottom. Okay. I could stretch it out and say that that sky almost looks like a wildfire. Okay. I know it's a stretch, but you see all the trees and stuff. And here, like, look, we've got trees here, but then we've got dead trees here. The whole picture has an overlay on it that's like a film grain. It's like an age. Now, if we're talking about chronology and like a linear timeline, that overlay could just be a symbol of age. Things are aged, or this happened a long time ago, or something like that. This little moon effect with Jimin, this is the circle that we're shown in this version of Wings, where it's got the piece taken out. I'm gonna say is addiction. And his blueness, it looks like moonlight. When you see somebody lit up by moonlight, that's what it looks like. So, I mean, again, I feel like this is a stretch, but there's got to be some level of correction within there. I'm assuming that's the same picture we were just deconstructing, but just like a layer of it. This subtlety in his face is magnificent. It's so good. Was that him coming clean, do you think? Because there's like him eating fruit, which is healthy. There's the other sides of him that are like chaos, and now he's sitting naturally. He's staring at the camera. There's this subtlety in his face. Watch his eyes and his smile. Right there. It's so subtle. This slight little smile. Like he knows something. There's something strange about this shadow on the wall. I don't know if this is just like a perspective thing where they're trying to make it seem like it's a whiteness or that this is the shadow from the painting. It's not. I know everything's a lie, so I'm probably looking too far into it, but there's just something strange about it to me. I think we have time for one more. Because I want to see what ties in. I don't know how many of these there are. I mean, is there one? Because the first one was JK. The second one was Jimin. Wait a second. What's the third one? Oh, I think I just figured something out. I'm going to put addiction, maybe substance abuse. We got the tie-ins with the pillow fight, the water. So I just figured something out. Lie, which was short film number 2, was with Jimin. Lie is a Jimin song. Number 3 is Stigma, which I know is a song that I just heard on one of the live streams recently. So if that means Stigma. I think it was a stage mix or a live. It was on the Twitch live stream. Stigma, I think, was V, and I was talking about him singing like in these two specific. Like his range was incredible. It had to be V. And there's V. So here's what that tells me. Begin is probably a JK song that I don't know. Which means, here's what I'm going to do. Oh, yeah, I feel like I should. This one's 3 minutes. I'm going to dig into this one. Stigma. I'll do my usual 2 cents like I've been doing with the last 2 that I've done. But then when we do the next video, before I go into the other 4, I'm assuming there are, I want to read the lyrics of Begin, Lie, and Stigma. Might be something there. Now that we know their songs, they have to be related. Now, again, I always say this. If I'm wrong, because I'm telling you what I'm about to do, if I'm wrong or right, don't tell me in the comments, please. Now, granted, this is for my patrons because you're going through this real time with me. Yeah. I avoid the comments anyway, but just in case I just don't catch one, here we go. Short film number 3, Stigma.
It was the first fissure in the columns that had upheld my childhood, which every individual must destroy before he can become himself.
Okay, now here's my next thought. These pieces that Junie is saying at the beginning of each one, I almost feel like it's a writing of something. Maybe it's a page from a specific story or a poem or a limerick or something. So what I kind of want to do after this, I want to take a snippet of that and search it and see if it comes up as this was a poem written by this person. Here's the poem, and then maybe that will give us more clues.
Such fissure and rents grow together again, heal and are forgotten. But in the most secret recesses, they continue to live and bleed.
Nice. Oh, whoa. We are getting some serious pieces here.
그때 나한테 왜 그랬어?
That was V. You know that voice anywhere.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, my sister. 숨겨도 감춰도 지워지지 않아. So cry, please dry my eyes.
Oh, listen to that song. Are you kidding?
내 죄를 비춰줘.
This is good.
전화 한 통만 하게 해주세요.
Ooh. This is so good. Oh, I love this so much. So I was wrong about the Eva but there was a V. So we did get V was next. That symbol is different though. A slice, a cut, a division, a break. This is so good. I love this so much. Okay. Go back through. So we saw a lot of patterns tying back to V's part of the story in the first 6. I'm going to Google this. In quotes. I think he's saying the first fissure. It was the first fissure in the columns, I think. Yep. Okay, so Stigma. So this is from Demian by Hermann Hesse, which I have a copy of. 2 realms. Yo. Ooh. That's good. And that's all I need to know. I don't want anything else. Turn it off. So 2 realms. Were we just talking about different planes? Where's my smug? Put my smug up somehow. Ah, that would have been cool. So 2 realms. Demian. Man. Hermann Hesse. Interesting. Wow, that was a lot deeper. Okay. So I can see already. We got the spray paint that we know means something, some kind of marking in the BU. We've got wings. We've got the major circle. I see a W. I see an I. It looks like a crescent moon up here. We see the word wing right here. We see a V. The black dots, I think. Yep. Abra. Let's see. Abra. Could be XAS maybe? I'm going to look that up. Abraxas. Okay. This could be a stretch because it looks like he's doing 2 different words. But if it is Abraxas, Abraxas. Huh. Maybe. Oh, it is. Yo, I'm going to show you this. Check this out. Let me go back. Oh, man, this is good. So here's the image, right? Right here. You ready? Check this picture out. Okay, you see this? Abraxas, a Gnostic pantheos. Word symbol consisting of 7 letters that signify the 7 creative powers of planetary angels recognized by the ancients. Okay, first of all, 7. It's Egyptian. Word symbol consisting of 7 letters that signify the 7 creative powers of planetary angels recognized by the ancients. Well, here's what drew my eye. Okay, first of all, this shield, this crescent moon, this sun. Look, the sun, the crescent moon, and then here we've got this piece right here, but if we let it go for a second, here's the shield. Okay, you can see kind of the head here. You see the head of the snake. This is totally it. Totally it. Wow. Okay, we got to read a little bit more here. Whole. Okay, let me read it to you because it's probably small. Okay, and I don't know what's going to be relevant, but here we go. Information. The name Abraxas, coined by Basilides, the Egyptian Gnostic, is a word symbol consisting of 7 letters. So let's do that. 7 letters. Oh, Abraxas, 7 letters. Duh. That signify the 7 creative powers of, or planetary angels recognized by the ancients. Samson Arnold Mackey advances the theory that the name is compounded from 2 ancient words. Now, this is a theory. Abir, A-B-I-R, which means bull, and axis, which means the pole. To substantiate his belief, he brings forward the fact that a motion of the Earth, commonly called the alternation of the poles, like North Pole, South Pole, results in the vernal equinox taking place at one time in Taurus, the celestial bull over the North Pole. The 4 white horses drawing the chariot of Abraxas symbolize the 4 ethers by means of which the solar power Abraxas is circulating through all parts of the universe. Wow. I'm going to read this last part because specifically it said destroying every intelligible record. And we've been seeing these notions of like burning the photograph or the photograph's changing. This could be relevant. The 7-lettered name of Abraxas is symbolically significant of his 7-rayed power. That the modern world has any knowledge whatever of ancient Gnostic symbolism is largely due to the cupidity of those individuals who set themselves the task of destroying... Wait, what? I'll just keep reading. I don't think this is relevant. Let me go back a little bit. That the modern world has any knowledge whatever of ancient Gnostic symbolism is largely due to the cupidity of those individuals who set themselves the task of destroying every intelligible record of Gnostic philosophy. For wishing to keep rather than destroy articles of commercial value, these fanatics preserved gems upon which Gnostic gems were undoubtedly used by members of the cult as means of identification. As the order was a secret society, the designs were small and inconspicuous. This was from The Secret Teachings, the book, by Manly P. Hall. So that whole part right there, I got nothing. But that whole first part, wow. Okay, as a matter of fact, it looks like the whole thing is from The Secret Teachings by Manly P. Hall. But that's really good information, and that's what he's definitely drawing on there. That's good. That is really good. That was a huge find, you guys. So did he want to get caught? Was that part of it? He seems happy. Right off the bat, Nirvana. And that image right there, this is really good, you guys. This is, and I say you guys, I'm talking to whoever put this together. Check this out. This is how good this is. The shirt he's wearing, okay, Nirvana. That already tells us, okay, Nirvana, we know Nirvana and rebirth and karma and the circle and cycle of life, huge part of this. One step deeper. This image on his shirt of Nirvana, the album was called In Utero. Birth, rebirth. In Utero. That's brilliant. Yeah, these guys are good. Two, four, six. 6 chairs. Columns. Fissure. When Junie was reading from Demian, he talked about the columns, fissures in the columns. I have to focus right now because this song is so sexy that I don't want to pay attention. Mother-daughter, mother-child. And is that like a Mary? Mother Mary, like a Catholic thing? It looks angelic. So this is the fight that happened, I'm thinking, when he fought that guy in the beginning. I think he stabbed him or something. This is good. So this is another tie-in back to the phone booth where later we see a lot of writing. Does that mean all that writing, was this like a portal or something that the guys used to get like to and from, or like to communicate with each other? Because there's all this writing all over in every little spot. Are they like messages to each other to try to find one another? That was a great transition. So now we're in the room. It looks like it's October. But this is where it all happened. This is where the stabbing happened. He's with this girl and somebody else who's drinking, obviously, an alcoholic. October. Looking at the calendar.
그때 나한테 왜 그랬어? I'm sorry, my sister. 숨겨도 감춰.
So he says, my sister. Is that actually his sister in the story?
너도 지워지지 않아. So cry, please dry my eyes. 저 빛이 내 죄를 비춰줘. 너 깊이 내 죽을 것만 같아.
What was that? Ooh, trauma.
죽을 것만 같아.
What is he dropping? Is it the bottle? Is it a broken bottle? I think, okay, it's the top of the bottle. Same month. Clock behind him.
그 벌을
The puppy gets away. Nobody worry.
받게 해줘. 죄를 사해줘. 제발.
And he ends up caged. So he's in jail.
전화 한 통만 하게 해주세요.
Or is that a possibility? Slice. Cut. Cut. This is fantastic. Another bonus of this song specifically, it just makes me really, really hope that V's solo album coming, whenever it's coming, is like this, is like Singularity. Oh, I will find a vinyl version of that and keep it on the record player 24/7. A bit dramatic, I know. Wow, we've got a lot going on here. Begin, JK. Lie, Jimin. Stigma, V. Two Realms, Demian by Herman Hesse. Wings, we've got the four. We've got the first one being like flight or feathers. Feathers makes more sense. No, it doesn't. We saw the feathers in 2, which was Lie. That's where the pillow fight happened, the memory, the water with Jimin, the pills is like addiction, and then Stigma was, what was it? I mean, he ended up, well, I can't say he ended up in prison, because at the very last thing we saw, it was almost like he was seeing another alternative where he was jailed, he was imprisoned, he was captured. But then at the end, he said something, and I don't know what he said. And I'm okay with that. Don't tell me. The next video, the first thing I'm going to do is read the lyrics to those 3 songs. I'll just breeze through them, and then we'll get into number 4, whatever that is. Okay? Wow, this is awesome. Oh, the tie-ins are so good. Oh, and the in utero on his shirt, and Nirvana, Birth, Rebirth, the spray paint, the Abraxas, the 7 angels. Oh. Are you with me in this? Are you with me? I'm Roscoe, your BU buddy, leading the way with my flashlight that never quite works. Hope you're having a good time. On to the next.